John, first of all, I've learned more about milk in the last 24 hours, and I would absolutely agree with you in terms of being more aggressive out in the marketplace. I think it's a unique advantage. I think it's really about driving that home. Huge positivity in terms, I think, of your offering. So I think you need to be congratulated in terms of what you've achieved. Just in terms of propositions here, it is a new product. John has highlighted it. It tends to be high risk. If we're looking at this in terms of assessing this proposition, the areas that we would focus and the areas we would actually ask John if we're sitting down with him is around testing the sales projections. You know, who has he spoken to? There's obviously no contracts in this. I mean, it's out to the retailers. It's trying to get the product into the people that John actually deal with in terms of, you know, the key Tesco's, the Duns, who's he actually going to sell the product to. So we would actually sit down with John and actually say, show us that. Who have you spoken to? What's the reaction? And I know, John, you know, have you done that level of research? Because it's real practical stuff here in terms of looking at those sales. And how many, what happens if there's only 1,000 sold. So we would actually get into this and start doing stress testing on this. And John, we'd be saying why you mightn't have done huge market research, which in itself might not be of value, but what practical research have you done around testing the market here?
Right. You see, the first thing about this is that this is a bolt-on. We have the distribution system, we have the people, we have the milk. So where the risk comes in on the equipment of 80,000. We don't need, if you want to stress test it, for example, with the sales, if they're only half of what we're talking about, we can still pay for the equipment. Practically within 1 year. So it's a lower level of risk from that point of view. Where the idea came from the children, 7,000 children coming into us over the last year and a half, and the reaction we were getting to the milkshake we were making for them. And we thought that linking that up with Mighty Mikey, and every school child in Kerry and West Limerick knows Mighty Mikey, because what we have done is we have given a free school diary to every school child in Kerry in 2012. So, and in every day the child goes home with his school diary, there's Mighty Mikey in front of him, or her, as the case may be. So we have brand recognition, and we have recognition of our mascot. So what we're trying to do is link the two together. But our risk is small, because our risk is 80,000.
I mean, just on the risk on this one, and I think it's very important when you're looking at this particular model, it's because the business has the capacity. So if you look at this, it's literally the variable costs. So the way John has put up his model here, it's the variable cost. So even if they go up 10, 15%, the capacity of the existing business to actually cover the fixed costs is key here. And you're looking at a gross margin of 150,000. So again, as a bank, what we'd be looking at is saying, is there additional costs here? You know, do you need more people? Can your distribution do all of this? Is there any other costs that we're actually not seeing here to properly assess that proposition? And, you know, that's a question we'd be asking you, John. Have you got the capacity? Do you need more marketing people? Are you happy with your existing operation to handle the new product?
Can take we have a gentleman over here. Mike, yep, where you go?
Yeah, hi, Kieran Murphy, Murphy's Ice Cream. Thanks for all the cream over the years. We're very happy for it. Listen, I think it's absolutely fantastic with the business model to take what might be a weakness, i.e. size and reliance on local farmers, and turn it into a strength in farm to shelf in 24 hours. My question is, with the new product, given that it's so much about freshness and farm to shelf and all the rest of it, this would appear to be, or maybe read it to consumer as a more processed product. Does it contradict that sort of larger image that you're trying to project?
You see, the consumer is not rational. And that's a dangerous thing to say here. Because, the consumer is all about health and so on, and then they do, you know, if you look at the shopping basket, you see what's in it. There's a lot of non-healthy products in it. You know, we talk about it, you know, being you know, what I say, saving money and trying to cut the household budget. But then if you really get into that, you find some very, very strange things happening there. There's room for this product because it's a fun product. it helps children to consume milk. Of course, there is a little bit of that in there as well, but that's something we'll have to try to get over with the message we're sending.